Hello, everybody. I am Atmas. We are
Hey,
ready for the grand finals. With me is Chris, aka Helios of Flame, game
hey,
designer for Faeria, and I keep talking over you, but you are one of the game designers for Faeria.
yeah.
What you're seeing on screen right now is the last Yak avatar that was chosen by the winner of the Fall of Everlife Invitational. The grand prize in that tournament is the same as this tournament, which is where the winner gets to choose a yak or design a yak of their choice that the art team will then make and implement into the game that will then later hatch from the eggs that everyone watching right now has in their inventories or in their incubators. In case you didn't know, when the eggs hatch, they hatch into a random yak from a set of about, I think we have 7 or 8 right now.
Something
But
like that.
but we're adding more, and some of those will be from tournament winners. And of course, the winner of the Fall of Everlife Invitational was Teddy, and very suitingly, he chose to make a yak in a teddy outfit, a teddy bear outfit. And the winner of today's will get to choose their own. So it'll be either Sunekichi or CaptainG. Both these players have been doing really well this tournament. This will be a best of 7 grand finals, last match of the day to close it out. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it's pretty hype. This first Blitz tournament, I've enjoyed it a lot. It's casted. It's like it's constantly moving.
Yeah, secretly, I really want all tournaments to be Blitz. That's what I'm feeling. We could never do it, but I really like it. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
super
really
big
fun.
secret, right? Don't tell anyone.
Yes. But it really is just so... when you have such good players playing it, that's what makes it so good. Like, when they play so quickly, it's just really impressive to watch and to commentate. Some of our players, I think, like it as well. So at this point, we're waiting for our players to get into the lobby. This has been the Faeria Blitz tournament. We really hope you guys have enjoyed it. We want to continue putting on special events like this, once a month or so with our monthly content that we're doing. Try and fit in something. Maybe it'll be Blitz sometimes, maybe something else. We don't know. But this month we want to do Blitz. And yeah, this is kind of our post-Fall of Everlife celebration. The Faeria World Circuit will continue as normal with our column opens. We are in the season of Kalim, and we have 1 more month to go of that. After that, we will have our seasonal cup, which is the big $2,500 prize pool tournament where everyone, the top 32 basically, and FWC points compete against each other. Speaking of FWC points, Sunekichi is ranked number 1, as we mentioned earlier, by a large margin. And CaptainG is actually number 8. So Sunekichi is almost 200 points ahead of him.
Yeah, Sunekichi's been killing it. Like, the second and third place Faeria point winners are both out, but not Sune. He's making another finals. Maybe will even win himself a yak here. Either way, he's so consistent at the moment.
Yep, and either way, yak or not, all these players will be getting FWC points as well. So they're guaranteed at this point to get a large amount. I think the difference is going to be 25, if I remember right, between first and second. But what they're playing for right now is the yak, let's be honest. Okay, so it looks like our players are in the lobby. I think we're going to begin very shortly. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around throughout all today. Hope you enjoyed the stream and the prizes you're getting and the egg. And that's my dog. So sometimes when Faeria games are played, my dogs get very excited. All right, CaptainG has gone ahead and banned the blue-green deck straight away. The blue-green beast deck, that is. But interestingly, that leaves Sunekichi's sack deck. Oh my goodness, I'll be right back.
So I guess CaptainG with a very aggressive lineup here identifies blue-green as probably the hardest deck to rush. he's willing to go into a possible rush mirror, or maybe against a yellow tempo or yellow flyers. He thinks sacks. I mean, one sack's kind of a coin flip versus rush. It can either completely stomp rush or get completely stomped. But also, CaptainG has his 2 red decks as well, and at least one of them, I believe, is burn, which kind of destroys sack really hard. So yeah, he's looking to presumably aggro out everything else, and then burn sack to the ground.
1 of 2 red decks banned from Sunekichi.
And we're starting with sack versus rush. Here we go. So this is a pretty good hand for Sunekichi here. He gets the turn 2 Village Elder into Village Elder Demon Wrangler. He's even got the Explore, so he can go turn 1 Village Elder, turn 2 Demon Wrangler, eat Village Elder.
I saw this exact same thing earlier. I don't think it was it was not these players, but Sunekichi runs his sack deck, gets this awesome opening, and the yellow rush player has to break through this wall of green yellow sack. I think this is really Sunekichi's one of his most powerful decks, and not banning it is really opening yourself up to a lot of difficulty.
Yeah. I think it even might have been Sunekichi where he started like this and crushed quite a few decks, but then lost to green when his hand instead was just like Bone Collector, Village Elder, Soul Eater or something like that, and just got ran over. It was a good hand for sure from Sunekichi this time, but pretty good answer with the Soul Drain.
Yeah, in this case, not so super of a start from Sunekichi. He does have the Wind Soldier as an option to help clear off this Shaitan Demon Wrangler coming out. Deepwood Stalkers are playable, but he can only go one direction, forest or desert.
He can double Stalker the Sagittarius if he wants to. That's really powerful. I wonder if he should have blocked the Demon. It's unclear, but he does force the 3rd desert, which is not always something yellow wants to make.
And the Roger Monk here, Column's Prayer, will draw another card. That's 2 in total, and he does have a 2nd prayer. Ooh, he's using the Demonic Salmon for removal.
That's interesting. Right. But this means that his Shaitan Demon is now alive on board, and if it does actually survive, that's a huge deal. It looks like it's probably going to be Wind Soldiered.
Yeah, gotta keep this board clear. There is another Column's Prayer in hand, so it's really important to not allow any attacks to come into the orb. Demon Wrangler now turning that 2/1 into a 5/2 flying.
This hand developed really nicely for Sunekichi. This current position looks quite difficult to lose from. If you don't have Emperor's Command, then you're just Shaitan Demon can be so impossible to break. I mean, you were saying that that he needs to be careful later because of Crusader, but really, Crusader's almost irrelevant as long as he has these assassins out.
He pulls that salmon off the top, is able to trigger his Column's Prayer, which then allows him to play the Wind Soldier and just let that Shaitan Assassin sit alone on board. He has a Deranged Monkey in hand, but it's kind of the same situation. As long as that Assassin is around, doesn't really matter what you play, it's going to die.
So Sunekichi had a choice there. Does he want to collect with the Assassin, or does he want to just defend with it? I like his choice to defend, though it does mean if CaptainG can keep sniping his collectors, maybe he can slowly end up in a better position.
Yeah, it's really difficult to deal with this Assassin. The Salmon's a good way to pop the shield, but then you still have to follow it up with something else. And, there's a Wind Soldier option, but anything is just, it's a tough value trade.
And Jesus, the Soul Eater is already so huge. Threatening a 2-turn lethal.
9/9 Soul Eater already in the game. We're barely minutes into the game, and there's a 9/9 threatening face. And yep, exactly. That's a 2-turn clock. Can you even deal with it? No.
So I really like this pullback on the Bloom Sprite by Sunekichi. He's identified, okay, this is the critical turn. If you're just banking Faeria next turn, and I get to hit you with the Soul Eater, there's no way you're coming back from that. So I'm going to move to block this turn, even if that means maybe next turn I have to go back and collect and leave the square open. Oh, a Bone Eater was a really good draw here.
Okay, so now the question is, does he go for face, or does he go to stop the Roger Monk? Either way, we're going to see a Bone Collector come down.
Probably everything comes down, really.
And its face. I like it. 1 turn away from lethal. CaptainG needs a Last Nightmare or to find a way to deal 10 damage in 1 turn.
I think he basically has to get Soul Drain here. If he... Well, yeah, okay, now we can't do it. He needed to either be able to +1 or get Prayer into Soul Drain. Oh, okay, now he can. Okay, so Soul Drain, if this is Soul Drain, he might still have a chance. That is not Soul Drain.
Second monkey, 3 monkeys in hand, trip monkeys. That's not what you want in this situation. Sunekichi takes game 1, and CaptainG's Yellow Rush is gone.
That was actually much closer than it looked, though. If there had been a Soul Drain there, he survives 1 turn, he gets out the Crusader, and now he needs like 1 damage, I think it was, to finish the game. Okay. So this is the burn deck coming out, I assume. This is theoretically a deck win for CaptainG. If we're assuming the burn deck didn't get banned. One of the win decks.
Yeah, he doesn't want to run Yellow Rush again now that he knows his opponent is playing his sack deck. It's not going to work out very well for him, he thinks. So, yep. Switching to the red here. Red Combat, Red Burn. It's hard to say. It has Cap 10 in it, so I'd call it more Red Combat than Burn. But still, Red loves when creatures die.
Yeah, it looks like this is Combat, which is not as good a matchup as Red Burn would have been. We'll see how it goes, though. Maybe Sunekichi was watching the streams and knows which one is a burn deck.
Yeah, it'd be really nice. Maybe there's a Bloodsinger in here for CaptainG. Just a random Bloodsinger that he has. That would be a wonderful card to have.
Yeah, traditionally that's why the matchup has been so hard for Sack. Like, if you think about it, that was a 9/9 Soul Eater, right? And the other way to look at that is with a Bloodsinger, that was 8 damage to face. And you can't really just take 8 incidental damage from a 3-drop. You know, he doesn't have any healing either. We haven't seen any guidance, any command, any Tiki healer.
No, that would be a lot of value. However, I don't think there are Bloodsingers here. It would be really nice to see, though. Instead, CaptainG is going to take up... he's going to occupy one side of the board and move toward and eventually drop some combat creatures near his opponent. And they're going to be little dinky little creatures to deal with. So if things go right, he'll get a couple combat procs off of each of these creatures.
Yeah, CaptainG needs to hurry up a bit here. If he doesn't have the late game favors Sack, I mean, Red just does not have answers to 10/10, 15/15 Soul Eaters.
No, they don't indeed. Now, for now, they're just little Rakoans, a little Bloom Sprite. Demon Wrangler is going to change that a little bit, and we'll see what he maybe draws off the Bloom Sprite. Oh, he's going to go for the Assassin, of course, okay.
That's a good one. And because he instantly killed something with the Bone Collector, it's out of range of Firestorm as well.
And look at this, a Haunted Willow. Oh, it's gone. It was there. There was a Haunted Willow, 7/1.
Ooh, Garrodon's a pretty big deal, but holy crap, that Bone Collector is going to be huge if he just Garrodon's here. I think I still like it, though.
Yep, Firestorm or Garrodon looking really nice right here.
So the 3 things will die next to the Bone Collector, so it will stay at 5 toughness.
And keep in mind, that's 4 more stats to the Soul Eaters whenever they're drawn. Now, the strategy here for CaptainG is to make sure the Soul Eaters are drawn late in the game, so they take a while to draw. That's maybe what he's thinking.
Ooh, Spirit of Rebirth. So it looks like Spirit, I believe, will trigger during AoEs. So that could have been really nice last turn. Just pick up a +4.
Yeah, well, the Spirit would have died itself as well at 3 health.
Yeah, CaptainG needs to break this, like, now.
And a follow-up Firestorm.
Yeah, and there's some buffs on the Deepwood Stalker. That's super relevant. Buffs on Deepwood Stalker. So it's a 3-5. If it had picked up 1 more buff, it could have sniped the Herald of War. But I guess, only 1 creature that died with the Spirit of Rebirth. So it couldn't have.
Just dropping more weenies down. Bloom Sprite, Rakoan Shieldmates, very sticky. CaptainG needs to make a move here and go towards the orb.
I'd like a Brigand with Gift now. You've got to make a big play. And Captain, he can get to... Interesting. So no No gift. This isn't bad though either. Like if he can, his board is only combat creatures, so getting repeated gifts of steel is really solid. And there's the buff on the Deepwood Stalk we were talking about, and now he gets to kill the 4/3 and survive, which is a huge deal. And the Tiki Chieftain for taunt. Oh my god, that's actually really good.
Tiki Chieftain off the Bloom Sprite. That's an unexpected taunt that you normally would not see.
So this is one of the cards that, I guess it wasn't relevant here because Bloom Sprite discounts by 3, but Tiki Chieftain was one of the cards that got buffed reasonably recently. Still not a powerhouse, but it helps.
And if you look at the Soul Eater, it happens to be 14/14, which is a very high number. And if that comes down, Red has no way to deal with it other than to just win the game or smash everything they have into it.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling this for CaptainG. He can probably... No, he doesn't have enough to full clear as well. But I mean, why full clear when you can just play a 17/17, right?
Why indeed? 17/17 guarding the orb. Not in range of an attack yet, but it won't be very long. 3 Gift of Steels in CaptainG's hand.
That is a point, though. If Sunekichi had given up a collect, he could have put the 17/17 in range of face. That would have been a different way of playing. Oh, the Crystal Flowers. I stand corrected. Red does have an answer. So, well, it has to come down. And now, again, Red is on, I guess, an even tighter clock now, because as soon as that Crystal Flower pops, he's just going to, well, pop as well.
Yep, it'll be directly in range of the orb. So there's a little soft timer for CaptainG that he's created on his own. Meanwhile, there is a way to clear this Herald of War. It is going to give a couple buffs to whatever combat creature he plays next.
Yep.
And it lands on, of course, one of the Deepwood Stalkers.
Yeah, things to note, these Stalkers, again, like, picking up Stalkers, Stalker buffs from Spirit of Rebirth is such a big deal.
Okay,
like, now
just a Brigand to play, but he cannot Gift of Steel it. Not enough Faeria. It is a 4/5 from all the previous Elder buffs, so that is actually not killable from just the Stalker alone, but he has, of course, the Chieftain to run into it as well. It's going to give CaptainG some extra Faeria if he does that.
He gets to Bone Collector as well, though, which is not bad.
Yep, unfortunately, couldn't get the Bone Collector gaining from the Tiki, just because of the way the lands were constructed.
So there's a pretty nice bump slinger here on the Bone Collector. Just anytime you can kill a Bone Collector while it's still small, you feel very happy. But he's taking out the Spirit of Rebirth first. I like that. I like it a lot. Is he going to do both? No, he's just going to play the Axe Grinder and hope that there's no... This looks really dangerous, so the Spider can step over to the Axe Grinder and the Bone Collector can step down for 2 buffs.
Well, here's number 2, Soul Eater.
Baby.
And by the way, to answer the questions, you can see that the timer is not affected by the Soul Eater draw when it's at the beginning of the turn.
So the Soul Eater is a 20/20.
That's a little big.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I think it's just enough. There are no movement. No, I think there might be a Fnatic in the stick. Just enough. But CaptainG is not giving up. He says, okay, 20/20 Soul Eater, no big deal. 17/17 Soul Eater and a Crystal Flower, not a big deal. I still got this.
But this is... Theoretically, suppose CaptainG loses this game. This is really problematic for him, because this was the deck he decided was his counter to sack, or the best he's got.
I think one of the biggest, I don't want to call it a mistake, but when he did not ban this deck and he had his lineup, which is Yellow Rush and I guess Red Combat, you know, I think that's a problem.
I wonder if he got metagamed here. Like, he had 2 red decks, as we've seen, so maybe the other one was Burn, and he didn't expect Sunekichi to ban that. So maybe he went into that thinking, oh yeah, I've got a counter for sack, I'll just leave it open, it's fine. And yeah, no, it was not fine.
It is not fine. And because he chose to bring the decks he did, he isn't as versatile. He's either Yellow Rush or he's Red Combat, or maybe like Red Burn, like you said. So he doesn't have a lot of versatility when there's this one deck that might be really strong against him. So it may just be like banging his head up against the wall.
Yeah, but as we said, Sack's draws can be temperamental. Like, for example, if this was his draw post-Mulligan, I would say this Rush has a pretty decent chance. Instead, we
Okay.
Soul Eater. Yeah, I mean, Deepwood Stalker is a good early creature, don't get me wrong, but this hand so far is not nearly as explosive as the last one.
Yeah, there's no Demon Wrangler. That's a big one to have early on, so that's a nice help. There's no
Yeah,
Bone Collector.
if his next two draws are more sack fodder, then Sunekichi could very quickly lose this game.
We have a Maceman available.
And this is a lot of pressure immediately. It's going to be the air elemental into the Mace Man, and I don't see a good answer to that Mace Man yet. The best one I can think of is he could have his Wind Soldiers, but that's a turn till he could even use it. Bone Collector's not bad.
No, very nice draw here. He's going to trade two of his units anyway into this air elemental, so Bone Collector can get nice and beefy and harvest at the same time.
And let's see what he gets. Ooh, that was amazing. You still have to trade, but...
Ooh, that's not too bad there. You can just drop a free Sagami Warrior. Not too shabby.
So let's see what CaptainG wants to do. He could kill the Bone Collector before it gets truly out of control, or he could just mash face and hope that works.
Wingate coming down.
Wingate getting a block off.
Guarding the Shaitan Demon from any kind of attack. Hitting face with the Maceman and Sagami Warrior is not enough to trade into a 4/4. I wonder if it wasn't a good idea to Demon Wrangler the Sagami last turn. Of course, then it might have been Wind Soldiered.
So I really liked this play from CaptainG against what was on the board. It had a good chance of just locking things up, but the Stalker changed things completely, giving him the kill and giving just so many buffs on Bone Collector. Like, this Bone Collector is completely out of control now.
Yeah, outside of a Last Nightmare, there's not going to be any great answers. There's only a 5/5 Crusader available. That gets eaten right up.
I think you just play it, though. Like, at this point, you've said, forget winning on board. Oh, no, even better.
He can only kill one of those. He does play the Crusader.
Yeah.
Bone Collector can only kill one of these.
Like, he's already got the Wind Soldier, right? So all he needs is 3 more damage. Like, at this point, you've completely given up board control. You're just saying, I want to hit you twice, and hopefully that's enough.
Using a Demon Wrangler to sacrifice the other Demon Wrangler?
Yeah, makes sense. Sunekichi's identified the same thing. This isn't about late game value and getting the max out of everything. This is about, oh, there's a second Wind Soldier. So now all he needs to do is find enough space on face.
Okay, he's already +1. He's already made his decision. He's going to Templar, I imagine, this turn, or unless he's using one of his Wind Soldiers to clear, because there's no way he can hit face again. Okay, so it's just a Templar. 6 damage for CaptainG is all he needs, but the problem is getting to the orb after this turn.
And there's a Soul Eater as well. I wonder if the Soul Eater goes aggressive this time and just says, I don't think I have as much time to mess around.
And that is not in range. 8/8 Soul Eater, not too shabby. There is no path to the face right now for CaptainG.
I think he has to desert hit face and then say, next turn I'm going to draw a Soul Drain or whatever I need.
So close to lethal. 3 damage away. Sunekichi's deck has no healing. All it takes for the rest of this game is just to sneak a Wind Soldier into the orb, and he wins the game.
But Sunekichi can play another... So if, with the current setup, if CaptainG draws... Okay, no, that was a nice block.
Yep,
yeah,
that was an opening for a Wind Soldier Soul Drain combo. That's gone now.
Really astute block from Sunekichi to stop any Wind Soldier lines.
So at this point, drawing for some options. Calm's Follower, not going to do too much. You could use it to, well, harvest and be basically a free card.
There's no lethal setup right now, though, from Sunekichi, so that's something. I'm kind of surprised he's even playing the Explorer, since he might need the Faeria for some sort of big burst combo.
15 damage with a Wind Soldier will be lethal if he's able to get that Wind Soldier in. Well, can do some clearing here. And this is the last turn of the game.
Oh,
50 damage next to 3.
Soul Drain is
Soldier needs to
lethal.
get the phase.
Soul Drain would have been lethal there. I think hitting with the second Soul Eater was really greedy. The one on the on the left.
That is not going to do it. Now he could play Column's Prayer this turn if he clears with the Wind Soldier and then hits with a Column's Follower.
He can't hit with the follower though, right? He doesn't have the lance for it.
Oh, you're right. No, yeah, that's it. That's game.
Yeah, that was really close to. Like, Sunekichi scared me a lot when he attacked with both Soul Eaters rather than just one. But yeah, this Sacket deck is it's not looking good for CaptainG here.
3-0. This is a best of 7, so now all of CaptainG's decks do revive except for the banned one. So any deck that he wants to use that isn't banned, he can just try. He's tried all of them against this one deck. Which one did he think had the best chance? Looks like it's Yellow Rush. Yet again, he's going to hope for better draws. If he can get rid of this sack deck, he has a chance of coming back all the way with just this deck.
So I assume this is the first deck he played then. So he thought that was his best chance. Because there's no way he should pick his third deck, right? Or he should have played it before his second deck. That is a pretty good looking start for Sunekichi, and he hasn't even mulliganed yet.
Oh, we got rid of the assassin there. That surprises me.
He didn't have a good fodder yet.
Well, he's got the Elder Opener now into Shield Mates, a Deepwood Stalker to clear off any little weenies. Pretty solid. CaptainG does have Deranged Monkeys, which are nice and beefy.
Yeah, Sunekichi's hand, it's not insane, but it's very solid. It's probably like middle of the pack. But all it needs is like one Demon Wrangler or one Triton Assassin, and it goes from solid to nuts like immediately.
So much sacrifice fodder ripe for the taking. Aradrum Sagittarius drawn. So Monkey can come down this turn or a Shaitan Demon. But yeah, might as well go for the Monkey when you have the opportunity.
Yeah, Monkey seems much better here with the 5 toughness.
Okay, so he is primed to attack next turn. Another fodder drawn for Sunekichi.
So previously Sunekichi collected in this situation. This time he chose to block face. I quite like that. With his shield mates, that's so much blocking. But Captain can actually get the face hit here if he wants to. Just step sideways, kill the 2-2, shoot the 1-1.
Yep, he's going to have to... Ooh, I'm not going to go for that.
Nope. That's interesting.
Okay, so another Monkey comes down. Yeah, he could have hit the face there with just the Monk.
I don't mind playing the Monkey. It just feels like pinging the 2-1 was less efficient than killing a 1-1 and the 2-2. Oh boy, the Spirit of Rebirth is going to go huge with the Deepwood Stalker. I almost wonder if he should have just played the Forest there. But can he can't make space at the moment. But next turn, that Deepwood Stalker is so big right now.
4/6 Deepwood Stalker, Spirit of Rebirth on board. Tons of little weenie creatures that Yellow Rush has to push through. Hasn't hit face yet, and already the sacrifice player is on 2 green, 2 yellow.
So he's not going to choke then, I guess, because if he was... Oh, he's doing it like this. I don't like that. I think he gave over another buff. But I guess he gives one failure. Maybe it's fine. But either way, this Deepwood Stalker is about to wreck CaptainG. Look at that 4/6 monstrosity. Holy crap.
Empty board. There's also a 3/3 shield mates on board. The orb is completely blocked. The only path forward is with a soul drain clear on the Demon Wrangler. He's going to have to make a desert to even get close, but there's nothing. There's no Wind Soldier. He has no Column's Prayer in hand, so he's just going to drop a Shaitan Demon.
Yeah, I think it's sort of hard to overstate quite how screwed CaptainG is here. He is in a lot of trouble.
So much of the Crucible format depends on the ban phase, carefully considering what your decks are strong against and what you should not want to play against. And what we're seeing really is one deck that is powerful but not dominant across the entire meta, but it is very strong in very specific scenarios, and against Yellow Rush is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see why he banned blue-green, especially if he thought he had a pocket answer with the red burn. But because blue-green has sort of similar dynamics where they just on turns 1 and 2, or 2 and 3, they're playing like 5 toughness creatures you really don't want to deal with. But it's pretty clear his lineup isn't designed to deal with Sack in his current form. So.
And Deja Vu, Soul Eater in range of the face, 2-turn clock, 9 Faeria for CaptainG. There's a Choking Sand to start chipping away at at least the assassin on board, which opens. Okay, draw a Column's Prayer. Okay, that is not a Column's Prayer. He definitely wanted a Column's Prayer, and
Okay.
that's it. Just a surrender. Man, you know, these are the grand finals, but you know what? It can happen. You can have a 4-0 blowout. Sunekichi is the #1 player in FWC points, and after winning this, he is even more the #1 player.
You said he was 200 points ahead before, so...
He was 200 points ahead of CaptainG. Now he'll be 300, but he's about 70 points ahead of Alvar. Now he'll be a little bit more because Alvar also got a bunch of points today. But that's it. Sunekichi is the winner of the first ever Faeria Blitz tournament. He wins the Yak avatar of his choice, like we showed earlier with Teddy. He'll get to talk to our artists and start talking about what he wants, pitching some ideas, and they'll work out something to where they end up with exactly what he wants, and he will receive it. And in the future, it will be available in the eggs that you have been gathered today. Faeria Blitz, Chris, what do you think?
I'm a fan. I think it was pretty hype. I think it looks quite fun as a player. I know at some point I think it was Manchi was doing 10-second turn games, and that looked a little bit too frantic to me. But
10 seconds is crazy fun, but it's a little different, right? Because there are some decks probably that you can't play in 10 seconds. You know, you're going to see a lot of probably narrower selection. There's probably even more Yellow Rush than CaptainG was running, for instance. But the best players seem to be able to use these 20 seconds to play decks they normally would play anyway. Like the list we saw, Sunekichi run, Alvar, all these guys, CaptainG, well, yeah. They were running lists that you would just normally see in a 90-second turn game and playing them really, really quickly with very little mistakes. You know, some mistakes, but just super efficiently. And I think Sunekichi just proved he's just a great player today.
Yeah, from what I've seen when playing Faeria, 90% of the time when you don't have like a massive hand, you can figure out the play you probably want to make within maybe 10 seconds. And then for people who run the clock, normally it's just double checking, seeing if there's another line, considering what if the opponent has specific cards. So I mean, don't get me wrong, it obviously helps, and I can't really fault them for using the time bank when it's there. But yeah, like you can play super solid games of Faeria in 20 seconds if you're asked to. And yeah, people looked pretty good. There were a couple of mistakes which looked kind of funny, but for the most part, people were just playing really nice games of Faeria. And as you said, the good players were showing that this isn't suddenly a luck-driven format. Like they are still consistently being good. Like the entire top 4 was super solid. It was, I think, Alvar, Happy Joe, Sunekichi, and CaptainG.
Yeah, you had the top 3, like the top 3 in FWC points, making it to the top 4, and then CaptainG as well, who's #8, which is good as well. So clearly, if anything, the Blitz format makes it even more skill intensive and even less luck reliant. So consistently, these players are just finishing at the top. If you want to learn how to play Faeria, rewatch this entire tournament or watch it certain matches with decks that you want to play and learn how to play them in different scenarios. These are the best players in Faeria, really. Okay, so I mean that's a tournament. That's what we call a tournament. I think I'd like to thank everybody, first of all, for watching. And I'd like to thank everyone for casting today as well. Chris, Nick, and then we had Werfs stop by for a bit. All very much appreciated. Manchi is in the background. He's lurking. He's been running production all day, doing a great job. So, of course, really big thanks to him. Fall of Everlife is out. And you can get it right now And guess what? Next month, more is coming. We'll have more to share on that later. But, you know, it's going to keep coming. Every month, there's going to be something. So this month, Fall of Everlife is complete. Next month, we have to start something new. And, of course, you've had some teasers for that. If you've been following our blog posts and looking at our banners, you've seen a lot of art that isn't in Fall of Everlife. So where is that from? Well, it's from what's coming. Next month, this is the last tournament of August. Wow, I can't believe August is already almost over. But next month, we'll have 2 more column open tournaments. And maybe something else. We'll see. There's also a lot of community tournaments going on. Hex Templar is starting September 1st, which is a community tournament where you can also earn FWC points. There's basically, if you want to play in Faeria tournaments, there's no shortage. Please join our Discord if you aren't already. Discord.gg/Faeria, where you can learn all about pretty much anything you want. Tournaments, decks, puzzles. You might hear my dog growling in the background because she's very impatient and wants walked. So I think maybe this is a good time to call it a day. And Chris, do you have any final words?
No, I think you summed things up pretty nicely. It was a good tournament. I hope people are enjoying the new and look to the even newer cards. And yeah, I had fun casting.
Yeah, and thanks a lot. You did a good job. It was great to watch when I wasn't casting. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We are going to maybe host somebody else who's streaming Faeria. We'll take a look and pass the stream on to there. But have a good rest of your weekend. We'll be back on this channel. Make sure you follow this channel. Hit the follow button. There's a little heart button towards the bottom. Hit that so that you never miss when we go live again with another event. Maybe you don't follow our blog posts, our newsletters, or anything like that. But if you follow, you'll still get a notification when we go live, just in case you miss everything else. That is it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Goodbye.